Do you find yourself searching, yearning for more, but you don't know what that more is? I'm Catherine Duncan, near-death survivor, mystic, and intuitive. Welcome to Everyday Awakening. On this podcast, I explore what it means to be alive. I help you awaken into your soul and live fully now. Through inspiring conversations, we'll dive into mindfulness, spirituality, and the transformative power of presence and living aligned with this universal energy. Together, we'll examine life's biggest questions, and I'll share practical wisdom to help you open your heart and awaken to the preciousness of being alive. Welcome to Everyday Awakening podcast. I am so excited for my guest today, Master Chunyi Lin. Master Lin is the founder and creator of Spring Forest Qigong. Since 1994, his Qigong programs have positively transformed the lives of over 750,000 students. His Qigong teacher and healer certification programs have trained more than 400 Qigong professionals. Master Lin is a healer and a wellness coach for thousands of private clients, including TV, film, celebrities, and professional athletes. He's also the author of multiple Amazon best-selling books, including Born a Healer, Head to Toe Healing, Your Body's Repair Manual, Head to Heart, and his new book, The Enlightenment Promise. Welcome, Master Lin.
So thank you, Catherine. It is such a great honor to be with you. Thank you.
Yeah, great to see you. I just have to say, I'm still marveling at the event that we were part of, the 30th anniversary of Spring Forest Qigong a few weeks ago. So many people, so many powerful healers. I'm still taking it in.
Yeah, so, yeah, we do. We did have a wonderful time.
Was it everything you had hoped for?
Yeah, so I saw so many people from, well, from the beginning of my life here in the United States. And so 30 years ago, 25 years ago, 8 years ago. And so people popped up, just so happy to see all of them. Of course, new friends, new students, and yeah.
People from all over the world too. I mean, I met people from Australia and New Zealand and all
Right.
over the world.
Right. Yeah. So England and Italy and France, Canada, of course, and United States and Mexico. So yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I also, just before we start, as we're starting, I want to share that you and I met, gosh, 10, 12 years ago. And I remember having healings with you in a small room. We had our eyes closed, and you would be sending energy through my body. And I could feel, I was like, okay, now he's working on my chest, now my stomach.
Yeah.
You're just a very powerful healer. And I'll never forget how I could feel
Right.
you sending energy through my body.
Yeah. So that's the qigong work we're doing. We work on people without touching them. Through meditation, through a meeting qi, and help to readjust the energy system, and mostly it's a chi system in the body to help to get the chi flow again, so that the body gets back to normal again. So yeah.
Amazing. Well, it's exciting. I just want to say your new book, in fact, I have it right here, The Enlightenment Promise, that just came out a few weeks ago. I would love to hear some comments, some thoughts on the book. I've actually been reading it night after night after night. I
Yeah.
can't put it down. I was fascinating learning about your childhood in China and the Cultural Revolution and how incredibly difficult, and you even being homeless. And I just wanted to ask you, from your childhood, can you share, some gleanings, learnings? What was the turning point? It was a very rough time you lived through.
Yeah, so, well, at that time when I was in China, uh, in my book, and I shared the stories with people, then so that was a cultural revolution. When cultural revolution started, in nowadays, a lot of people might not know what cultural revolution was about, right? So at that time, the Communist Party wanted uh, to control people better, or control the society better. And plus, there's many other different kinds of chaos going on in the world. So then there was they call it a political activity or movement in China, and they try to control the thoughts of the people, especially for the people, the educated people. And there's a lot of other things too. And so at that time, and I was only 8 years old. Cultural Revolution started at 1966. So I was born in 1958, so 6 years old. 8 years old, and it started. And then my mom and dad, just make it simple. So my mom and dad were, because they didn't agree with what the government said, and they were, of course, under control, under watch, and put into kind of a jail. And then we became homeless. My brothers, two brothers and one sister, and we were wandering in the streets and without anything to eat, and for quite a few days. And then the people who my parents helped to save their life, and because the Cultural Revolution started, they wanted to please the government or the gangs, and that for no reason, but for any reason, and they became our enemy. And so they tried to put their, that's what they call my mom and dad as their best friends. They put their best friends' kids into the mouth of the wolf. And even at a time when I was trying to escape out of the town with my sister, and when they found me, and then they literally they put the rifle gun with a bullet in position, and if they pull the trigger, that was the end of my life. Put a gun at my head. So then somebody else saw that, to move the move their gun away, and pretending getting mad with us and ask us to run away. And so I and my sister ran away as quickly as we could. And so then many other things happened. Then I really, really got confused, and I angry, and I hated the world.
And you were 8 years old. That's
I was
hard to, you can't even comprehend what's
right.
happening.
And so, yeah, but so after that, in life continued, the whole country was living in depression. So then, as I grew up, after graduation from high school, and I went to work on the farm, actually was forced to go to the farm to work. In the rural country, it's not like the farm in the United States. Everything was so nice, I tell you. There was no room. It's only a barn, and the barn is very, very shabby. When you watch the movie in the 30s in Asia countries, and you will find those kind of pictures, right? A hutch where the water buffalo were kept. So we stay in that kind of place. So we had a lot of skin problems, disease, and so then life continued, and I had lots of injuries in my back, in my knees, and arthritis in my joints, in my knees, and so emotionally, I was in a bad shape, and physically, I was also in a very, very tough situation too. I was not able to jump, to walk even, and in a bad day, when in southern part of China, the weather was very, very kind of uh, uh, kind of a lot of damp heat and some moist, and so you got the pain in the middle of the night just kill you. So, and in a bad day, I really wanted to cut my leg off. So it was very painful. So, and then also, I told you I hated the world. A few times I wanted to end my life, but I also said to myself at the time, um, so I wanted to find out the reason why this world was so ugly before I die. You know, so I hang on with this question to myself, and of course, the pain was the most immediate thing I need to handle, even as a college teacher at that time. So one day, my colleague said there was a Qigong master coming to town. People, by sitting in his workshop, could help heal his challenge dramatically, even some life-threatening disease. So I said, well, I already tried everything, and it doesn't bother to try one more thing, right? So then I went, not with so much hope. And so by sitting on the dirt ground in a soccer field with thousands of people, listening to this master talk 7 hours and a half nonstop. Then at the end of the workshop, and I picked myself up from the dirt ground, and miracle happened. The swelling in my knees went away, the arthritis, the pain, 80% gone, and I was able to jump again. And then, before I got so overwhelmed, and with the joy, the pain left my body. So I was so happy. And then I discovered there's something else really deeply happened within me. That was my suicidal depression also got cured. And I was able to look at the world in a different way, you know. So at that time, if those my parents, good friends, did not go after us, and the government, the gangs will go after them, then the world will have more people suffer. So we took all the sufferings and pain. I think that might not be a bad thing. I was able to think it that way. So after practice qigong more, and really when I get into the study of uh, Buddha's teaching, the Heart Sutra, that really helped me to open my heart. So that was the turning point. And actually, the world, yes, no matter you're happy or you're not happy, it's all about the focus. If you focus on the unhappiness, of course, your life will be unhappy all the time, all your life. If you focus on the good things, then good things is going to happen to you too. So then, of course, some people will say, "Wow, you might be too naive about this, and there's a lot of pain and suffering outside there, right? And you cannot ignore that." True, we cannot ignore that, but there's always a choice. I really love Lao Tzu's teaching is, and by experience the dark more, the darkness more, you appreciate the brightness better. So by knowing the suffering is so painful and on purpose, you don't want to choose that anymore, and that you choose happiness, and then you take this to another level of understanding. Is in, well, you can always turn this into uh, the pain and suffering as stepping stones to help you to climb up higher to reach the true happiness and joy.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Well, I've learned from Qigong, studying Qigong and energy over years like you, it's like where you place the focus, your energy goes.
yeah.
And going back to your story, what I hear is just your spirit. Your spirit wanted more. Your spirit there was a curiosity, wanting more. There's got to be more in life. And look at how the path opened up for you.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so I in my book I share this with people at the very beginning when I started my first class here in Minnesota in Grove Heights in the middle school cafeteria. In the middle of the cafeteria there's a little table. You can imagine, right? So it's early in the evening, and 5 people came to the class. I was talking at a table to these 5 people, and then I discovered is in among these 5 people, and 2 people signed up the class by mistake.
Oh.
So, and among them there was a lady, came with an oxygen tank, and she was not happy. She was tough, I tell you.
And look at how far you've come. A
Yeah,
couple
I
weeks
know.
ago, at the 30th anniversary, there were close to 500 people. I mean, 300, 200 online.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
just it's magical. Well,
yeah.
your latest book, The Enlightenment Promise, I've been reading and reading and reading, and it just, oh my gosh, the wisdom, Buddhism, teachings. What really stands out, I wanted to ask you, is for your thoughts, how you would explain the Heart Sutra. What would you say
Mhm.
what that means exactly?
Well, about the Heart Sutra, it's all about your mind, how you what you should focus on in your life. So, yeah, there's a lot of things happening in the world, and mm, we can easily get distracted, going different directions, just like what I experienced in my life. And I could focus on the pain, hating myself, hating my parents, hating everything in the world, look at everything in a negative way. So when you were so got trapped in the pain, and it's just like so you get trapped like a little frog in the bottom of the well, looking up in the sky, you say, "Oh, the sky is just like that big." So, and every day you could, feel miserable, right? Get trapped inside. But if you change your position, how about like a little frog? You jump out from that well and look at the sky. Aha! Then you will see. Even in the nighttime, it's a starry night. Lots of stars in the sky, and the moon is also another kind of beauty, right? So it's changed the perception of your way to look at your life. So that's what all Heart Sutra about. And then in the Heart Sutra, I discover it is not only by using the power of your attention, the power of your heart, the power of your mind, the power of your spirit, you are able to live a happier life, and you also can use this power and turn this power into a healing power to help you to heal, literally help you to heal your physical challenges, aches and pains, arthritis, tumors, and emotional pain, and you just name it. So that's what all Sutra about.
And what I hear is, if this sounds accurate, just how can we live from our heart? How can we grow our heart? How can we grow love?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So in my other teachings, and including in the Enlightenment Promise in the book, and I talk about in our body, actually how you can convert that power of love, power of kindness, of forgiveness into healing power, literally to help you. For instance, I remember at that time when I was sitting on the dirt grounds in the soccer field listening to this master talking about how to help yourself to heal your pain. I mean, your illnesses faster and completely. And he said one thing, I remember it forever. This is kind of a fun thing to remember, and also very enlightening too. And he said, if you want to help yourself heal faster and more completely, You open your heart and forgive those people. Once upon a time, they hurt you and your family for any reason so badly, and you let go with that. As soon as I heard that, I said, "No way!
Yeah.
How could I forgive those people?" Right? So no way. Then the master's voice came. He said, "Well, if you had a hard time to really forgive these people from your heart, you can pretend to forgive them, and by pretending, you can still get great benefit." I paused for a second and say, "Wait a minute. If by pretending is not real, right? I can heal myself faster with my pain. I would do anything to help stop the pain in my back, in my knees." And so I say, "Okay, now let's do this." So I visualize all these people who hurt me and my family in my life and line them up in the sky. Then I talk to them. I say, "At this moment, I just wanted to heal myself completely." So I pretend. It is a pretending, all
Yeah,
right?
I love it. I love this.
So I say, "Well, I pretend I love you. I pretend I forgive you. I pretend I love you. I pretend I can forgive you." I'm murmuring. I was murmuring this, "I forgive you, I love you, I forgive you, I love you," for so long that I got tired of this sound, and then it turned into like a chanting, like simply just murmuring chanting, and also something like that. So then something magical happened. So the body just like on fire, and get the lots of movements in my joints, in my stomach, in my lower back, in my shoulders and torsos, and I was rolling on the ground. It's just like a pig. It was a pig in the muck, rolling on the ground. So
Uh,
when I picked myself up, gosh, again, my whole body was just filled with the dust, and then miracle happened. The swelling in my knees completely went away, and the pain in my knees 80% gone. And through another 2 more months of practice, those simple qigong movements, this pain, this arthritis, left me forever,
that's
forever.
so powerful.
Yeah, it's so powerful. And
So
then
powerful.
this is really opened my heart. So you see, if you later on, I discovered these kind of things, and even now, from my after I came to the United States, I did my master degree, and I did quite a bit of study, reading, and researching, and haha, I came across a study that's about the power of the mind from the scientific perspective. If you think, no matter it is real or not real, and you are happy, your body automatically would produce endorphins, and that's the hormone can help you to stop the pain and do the healing. So my master was right when he asked you, no, just pretend you are happy, right, and you forgive them, and your heart, your mind will do the work for you.
That
So of
is
course,
so beautiful.
yeah. So if of course if you are really happy, that will make even a bigger difference.
Yeah, yeah. In my family, even my husband, he'll be like, "You are just too happy. You're just so
Yeah,
positive."
yeah, yeah.
It's like, well, it's who
That's
I
so
am.
true. I
Yeah,
totally agree with him. So that smile from your face is really from your heart all the time since the first time I met you. That's why I said in the 30th anniversary, I told the people about you. So, you not only just say so, and you really have a true message from your heart to share with the people. So I really, really enjoy your present.
yeah. Oh, thank you. That means so much to me. I just, yeah, it touches my heart deeply. And I think when you, and like you, I mean, I, as you know from reading my book, endorsing my book, thank you very much. But it just, when you're on the edge of life, when you see the edge, the cliff between life and death, like I did as a child and a near death experience, and then as we've talked about, being with thousands of people as they died as a chaplain, it's
Yeah.
like you realize what's important. In fact, I think I shared this, but when we've talked and at the
Mhm.
event, but the number one theme I heard with people as they're about to die was love. That's it.
Mhm.
That's all that mattered,
Yeah.
was people realizing they're here to love and feel that love in their heart. That's all that
Mhm.
mattered, not, the house or the money, or it was just love. And it's
Right.
such a teaching.
Yeah, so well, that's the beauty about you. So genuine and so real, and so that love. It's time when I heard you talking about the stories about your life and how you help people to with the transition. You truly not doing that as a job. You're doing that as a love, caring, and supporting. And so I am so touched. Yeah, I'm so touched. So yeah.
Thank you so much. It just can I would just like to read, because I've already earmarked pages of your book that I'm reading. Highly recommend to everyone listening The Enlightenment Promise. But I just want to read a sentence about your heart that you have in here that really stood out to me. It was
Yeah.
so lovely. I just like to read it. So here it is. The extent to which your heart is open determines the level at which you can comprehend its brilliance and surrender to its profound wisdom. Magical.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. Through my life experience and my lifelong learning. And so when I talk about the journey of life, so a physical journey, if you want to travel here from Minnesota to, let's say, New York, right? That would take you by flight, 4 hours, and by bicycling, maybe one month. And so, about 2,000 miles, less than 2,000 miles, I believe. I forgot the exact the mileage. But as a person's spiritual growth, it is about from the head to the heart. It's about 18 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
And
love your book, Head
yeah.
to Heart, years ago. Really had an impact. It really did. I mean, again, talking about these concepts of where are you, paying attention, building your awareness, how do you love, and how do you let go? I'm like, yep,
Right.
those are
Oh,
the
yeah.
steps.
Yeah. So when you start bringing the awareness back to your body, then you don't have that energy to blame on others anymore. It's all about you. It's not about others. Now, so happiness to me, gradually I understand this. Um, so, like your health, your healing, it's so personal. It's not about the others or not about doctors or physicians or healers. It's so personal. What is your choice, right? And then happiness, actually, it is a skill. So, you can, through practice, you can master this skill so well. So what I notice a lot of people have a great knowledge, and even some people when I met in my life and knew more qigong forms than I did. So any forms I mention, even I didn't mention, they could tell me, this is this form, but they only have the knowledge, but they don't know what to do, how to get benefit from it. Just like people, they might have they might have read a lot of books, not necessarily they really have the heart open. So, not knowing, I mean, understanding things is in the brain. That's the knowledge. Once you surrender that knowledge into your heart, you really know it from your heart. That's the wisdom.
And I find that too in my practice. So many people, everything from doctors I work with, executives, attorneys, women of all ages, it's like they live head up. Their mind runs them and helping them just feel into their body, feel into their heart. I've experienced many people like, wow, sensing life because you can't feel that peace in your mind. It's the body.
Yeah. And then the magical things about once you understand it from your heart level and you know it from your heart, you tap into the omnipotent power of the universe. Tap into the divine love. Once you tap into the divine love, you don't use your brain energy that much anymore. You use this omnipotent power. This is a free energy. It's more higher vibration and frequency energy from the universe to help you. So actually, you know what? From the personal benefits, and I got more benefits by using my heart to help people instead of using my brain to help people. Uh, because I spend less energy and I achieve more. By using the brain energy, I spend tons of energy and got little benefit.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I learned this when I was 11 years old and I could feel I was between life and death. It's amazing, even at 11, how I could feel like, am I going to live? Am I going to die? No one's talking to me. I felt like on a tightrope where I just put out to the universe. I had no words because I had no faith, but just I wanted to live. And then that feeling of warmth and
Mhm,
peace just
mhm,
flooded my body. And it's
mhm.
been with me to this moment, like what you're talking about, that universal oneness, whatever. I've worked with so many people. I think language is limiting, but just like, what is that for you and feeling that?
Yeah. Well, just now you mentioned, you had the near-death experience. I did that too, So when I was in my 14 years old, and I had an accident, and then so my spirits went out, and I had near-death experience. But after that, interesting enough, and I view the world in such a different way. And so once you view the world in different way, that means your heart more open. You're able to connect with the divine love better, to use from that perspective, to use the divine energy to serve you. And then later on, you develop your skills, and then you can use this to help others. So it is such a beautiful thing. And then the other thing is, and when you have something good in your hand, and you need to share this with others, like in the techniques I have with my qigong healing, and like the skills you develop, and you want to put these skills into service to help people, right? Because in this way, we can help this world to become a better place for every species of life to enjoy. So I think, to me, the bigger joy actually is from helping others and seeing others happy, healthy, and not just you. And so uh, that alone already a joy.
I so agree with you. And I remember reading in your book 14 how you what hit your head and you left your body and yeah. Yep, and you get a whole nother perspective on
Right.
life and death and why am I here.
Yeah.
So for someone listeners right now going through a hard time, they're really struggling. If you could just right now give one suggestion, I mean, obviously, come see Master Lin, but read his books. But would you have, one thought, one suggestion, one practice in the moment you would share?
Sure. So when difficulties come, first thing is breathe. Take long, gentle, deep breath. So because by doing so, you have more energy intake, so that your cells, every cell in your body is not crying for help, all right, for more energy. When you get depressed, when you get so stressed out, you know, generally speaking, mm, 80% of, well, 70% of the energy in our body is used by the brain. And so if you got so stressed out, 80% energy will go up there. If you got so frustrated, angry, depressed, 90% of the energy from the body to go to the brain. So of course, when that happens, the other organs and tissues in the body will not have enough energy to run, and then when you recognize their lack of energy, it's a little bit too late. So, and no matter how stressed out you are, just take deep breath. Take three gentle deep breaths. So that's the first thing I would have you to do, and I do that myself, right? Then the second thing is take a time to just step out of your room and walk outside in the nature. Once you walk outside in nature, nature is the place where we got created in peace. So once you are in the nature, you are in peace, right? And then about the other things like people say, "Wow, you need to forgive yourself or forgive others and let go." To me, just put those big topics away. Just put them aside. If you can do so, forgive others, unconditional love to come out right away. All right. So I think that is just, I mean, it's wonderful, but most of the people cannot do that. I could not do that myself. So you know what? You can pretend, or you can simply just put it aside for 5 minutes to step outside of your room and take a walk outside and breathe. So if you like to do qigong, do qigong meditation, and I'd love to share my my thoughts with you. By the way, just by doing so, you are already in a better place. And once you have enough energy, then you can think, you can rethink, then you can change the position, change the perspective to think. You can put yourself into others' shoes to think about things. And like, for instance, you had an argument with your daughter, or with your with your son, with your mom, all right? And how about you put your feet into their shoes and think about things. Then you might have a better understanding why your mom scolded you.
Thank you. That this is so helpful. I mean, it is pretty fascinating what we know research wise. I mean, how we can turn on the stress response by thought alone. And when we're really struggling, those thoughts then elicit the emotion, then the chemical response in our body. So just taking a break, breath,
Exactly.
nature.
Yep.
So great. I'd love to ask you, because I'm experiencing this quite a bit with my private practice, what you would say to someone who fear around aging, around illness. I hear this frequently, and I bet you do too.
Uh-huh.
People that are even healthy, that are 70, 80, 90, that whole mindset of like, oh, what's going to happen? What would you say to that person?
Well, I think two things you can do. So number one, we are all in the process of aging, right? So, but we can always slow it down. Through breathe deeply and put smile on your face all the time, just like you do every day. Catherine, you know what smile stands for? Start my internal love engine.
Yeah, I love that.
MIL, right? So you have that love in your heart all the time. And then once you have love in your heart, you don't have that fear anymore because life comes and goes, right? And we are all aging. And actually, we are getting wiser and wiser too, right? So that's number one. Number two is and because we are here on the planet, on this trip, and what if you focus on the future, what are you going to leave behind for your kids, for your dogs and cats, and for the people you love, right? If you don't have a immediate family around you, then how about your neighbors? How about some people you love? And so to me, and so at the time when I leave, I want to see that I really leave something for my children and the people I love, that because of me, and their life becomes better. You know, so once you focus on that, then you don't have that much fear anymore, because you have something bigger, which I call it a life goal.
Purpose.
Your
Yeah.
life goal you focus on. Uh, and then the other thing is, from my qigong practice, I really, really understand from my heart that life is only a journey on this planet. After we finish this journey, just like you finish a trip to New York, to Italy, to Lake Como, right? I love Lake Como.
Yeah. I love the Amalfi Coast.
Yeah, oh, it's beautiful, So, but hey, so after you leave here, actually, you are going to live. You are going to move on in the universe. You are going to live somewhere in the universe. Life continues. It is not the end. You just finished the trip, and then you have another ticket, and now you're going to fly. So you to a different world, and you're going to experience something even more beautiful. So from that perspective, life never ends. So if you have time, I might like to share those one story
Oh,
with
I'd
me.
love to hear. I'm right there with you. We go on. I see it. I've witnessed it. I think I see spirits. I know we go on.
All right, let me tell
Yeah,
you
yeah.
a story about my father. Okay, and my father passed away and moved on in his life more than 10 years ago. I never cried. You know why? I can always, if I miss him, I want to talk to him. I just meditate. I go to another world to see him. One day I went to see him, and he was very happy. I was visiting him, and I was swimming in the sea, and he was holding a towel, waiting for me to get out to give me the towel to rub my body. Then after I got out, from the water and walking towards him, there was two people on the beach walking towards me, and they recognized me, and they said, "Oh, Master Lin, you're here. So can you give me a couple minutes to help me with?" And then my dad said, "No, my son is here on vacation, so give him some time."
That is so good. Thank you for sharing that. Oh my gosh.
Oh, so good. I still remember that moment. The other two people also, so put a hand in their mouth, and they're giggling. And my father was so serious. My son here on vacation. You give him a little time.
That is so good. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, I many patients I was with came back to see me within days to a week to kind of thank me. I could see them and then they would depart. And
Yeah,
I did lose a brother Jim. He did not come into my book, but I see one more book. I think he'll come into that book. But
yeah,
he's come to me very vivid dreams, like you won't believe what happens when you die. All these layers, and then you transform.
yeah,
And then I've seen him. He's literally come to visit. So yeah, again, testament energy. Energy doesn't die. We
yeah.
transform and
Exactly. So that's why I love your book. And you had your life experience, and you put in such a beautiful words in your book, and there's a message there. You really share the message from your heart and from your life experiences too.
thank you. That means a lot. Thank you so much. Okay, I want to ask you just a couple more questions. You've talked a little about enlightenment, and my sense from gleaning from our conversations, your books, is I'd love to have you say some words about enlightenment, that it's not a one and done, it's kind of experiences. Can you say a few words about that?
Sure. And well, enlightenment it actually is how you put your mind or your spirit and your soul together as one. That's what most people are talking about. So in my study, in my research, through Qigong practice and healing and thousands of people, I discovered that our body totally has five components: the frame of the body, and the energy, and then the spirit and the soul, and then the chi. And the chi is in between the physical and non-physical. The chi is the interpreter, helping putting the vibration and the understanding, communication of the physical and non-physical together as one. The physical part includes the body, and then the energy like water, electricity, etc. in the body, minerals and oxygen, etc. Right, and then the non-physical part is the spirit and the soul. The soul is the divine within us, but the spirit is the manager the soul hires to run the body. So that's why the soul, which is the divine in the body, does not have any judgment, is always pure. But the spirit can be educated. So when you grow up in a happy family, then you have a happy spirit in nature, right? And when you grow up in not in a such an inviting, comforting, and loving environment in a family or countries, and then your spirit, could be like unhappy spirit and or angry spirit. So now, the spirit helps to operate the whole body. And so you need to make, the spirit makes the decision what you need to do and this and that. And sometimes it can walk away from the divine, from the soul. So the more the spirit takes control of the body without listening to the divine, the farther away your life direction is going to go away from the divine.
Interesting.
Yeah, then that's the moment and the separation happens. So that's why the divine wants you to be in peace so that you can live longer, you can live happier, you can be more powerful. But the spirit, wants its own power and completely, ignore the divine within, the soul within. So the more the spirit walks away, more suffering a person is going to have.
Makes sense.
So, and then egos and emotions, this person will have. So that now, in to me, Taoism and Buddhism and many other religions try to put, especially in Buddhism, put the mind and the mind is this part of the spirit and this divine together as one. So when you have the mind and the divine, the soul work as one, and that's the enlightenment happens. You open your heart to the world, to the universe. You see so many dimensions of life in your life, in before your life and after your life. So your heart's open. That's what Heart Sutra is talking about. But in my understanding, I take it a one step further. And you not only align your spirit and your soul together, you also align by using your soul energy, your spirit energy to work with the body, work with the organs and energetic systems. And so that when these five components align together, you not only have enlightenment, you also have a healthy, happy body with the longevity. So that means enlightenment not only just change the perception of your mind, seeing the world, is also align your health together so that you're going to live a life filled with the health, wealth, and abundance.
Thank you. That's beautiful. So it sounds like many, many moments of enlightenment to the point of maybe, what do you think? People can live in a state of enlightenment?
Yeah, absolutely. Enlightenment is a journey. It is not only product. You get it, then you have it forever. You continue to practice, and there's so many rooms for you to grow and get bigger and more powerful. So the more enlightening moments you have, and the more happiness in depth you are going to have. And so, for instance, this is in my teaching in the book. I said this. You grow from happiness to joy, and then you stay with the joy, and then so you have lots of gratitude in your life. Now, this is the definition I give to happiness. Happiness is when you want something happen and something happens in the way you want, you are happy, right? If something happens the way not you want, you're not
Yeah.
happy, right? You come home, you want your mom to make a grilled chicken for you, but ended up with like a lasagna.
Yeah.
Well, mom, what happened? But so now, what is joy? Joy is happiness for no reason and for every reason. That is joy. So when you come home and you didn't see your mom make the grilled chicken for you, and but lasagna, and you say, "Oh wow, that's even better. That's so wonderful, mom." I give you two hugs because of that. Right?
That's so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. And what I'm hearing and what I experience is it's a consciousness, it's a choice, it's a practice, it's a mindfulness, it's how am I living every day. And it takes, yes, awareness of where I am. And boy, being human, our ego can like pop in for a sec, but the trick is like catch it right away, like, oh, not
Yeah,
gonna go down that path.
yeah, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. So life is a choice, and this choice based on your purpose. So that's why in my teaching I ask people, and the Buddha. So I learned this from the Heart Sutra. So you need to have your purpose. Build out a purpose. You don't have to have a big purpose in your life. So for instance, if your life is, let's say, I want to make the best food for my kids in my life, that's good enough. You know? So anything you do will focus on that. If you got angry or you got mad and you don't want to do exercise anymore, you say, hey, if I don't do this, am I able to make the best food to serve my kids for a longer time in my life? If not, okay, I'm gonna give up. I'm gonna stop doing that. All right, stop yelling and screaming, and just put a smile on my face and start my internal love engine, and get that energy, momentum going.
Yep, yep. Well, words of great wisdom really touches my heart. Thank you. So I end my podcast, and I think, well, you've kind of already described this, but to ask you what you think what awakening means to you.
Aha. The awakening is realizing the true connection between you and the universe. You're not alone. You're not only having one life in this world and in the whole entire universe. And there's many of you at the same time existing in the universe. And then the other thing is, you are here and I am here in the world. Everybody does, for a reason. So long time ago, we already made the decision to come on the planet. And so, what is that reason? And so, recognize that value of you. I think that's very important. Then self esteem will come, confidence will come, you have more gratitude, and you enjoy your life better. And so, of course, there's a lot of chaos going on in the world, but by knowing enough the pain, you appreciate the joy and happiness better.
This touches my heart. Yes, that oneness with the universe. And really, and when we tune into that, I feel like, yeah, I know why I'm here and I'm meant to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Master Lin, you touch my heart. I'm just so blessed to know you. I mean that. You're a powerful healer. You're a most lovely person. My heart overflows. Thank you so much for coming on today, and would love, gosh, I think we could talk another hour or two.
Thank you.
Yeah, but bless you. Thank you. And all the many, many people you bless. You touch many people in this world. It's an honor to talk with you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining Everyday Awakening. Let's keep the conversation going online. You can follow me on Instagram at Catherine Duncan, MABCC. And to keep up to date on the show, subscribe on iTunes and leave a review. I'd love to hear from you.